Well, good morning, friend. Monday morning, July the 20th. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. We had a great day over here, Maranatha Baptist Church. Exciting to see what the Lord is doing here. Just yesterday morning, last night, extra chairs in both services. Auditorium is filled. I like seeing a full auditorium. God said that my house may be filled. My prayer is we fill it up, then we go to another. We get to a bigger auditorium, fill it up. You say, why? People are going to hell. Nation needs to be saved. Somebody needs to do it, and every church ought to be doing it. Not just here, but everywhere. And I'd encourage you, get a vision for your church, for God to do something mighty. That way we can reach our areas for Christ. That's the only hope of our nation, my friend, is that our churches do something. I want to read to you this morning from Esther chapter 4, verse 16. The scripture says, "Go. Gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish." One phrase makes the difference in the narrative of the book of Esther. That is that phrase, "If I perish, I perish." This was the one phrase that Esther said when she realized nobody had to do something or somebody had to do something, or else her people, the Jews, would all be massacred by the evil Haman. It was Esther putting her life at risk that changed her world, and it motivated others to take a stand as well. Esther 9:16 shows this when it says, "But the other Jews that were in the king's provinces gathered themselves together and stood for their lives." The other Jews which had never taken a stand, had Esther not said, the other Jews would have never taken a stand had it not Esther said, "If I perish, I perish." The mindset of someone who will make a difference in the world is the mindset that if they must die trying to do something to make the cause happen, then they're willing to die for their cause. The reason why the United States of America exists today is because of 56 men who put their lives and honor at stake when they signed the Declaration of Independence. They knew their cause for freedom was much greater than their own lives. They were willing to put everything at stake, and even their own lives and fortunes, for the sake of future generations having a country to live in. When your life means nothing to you, but your cause is your life, is when you're either going to accomplish a cause or die trying to accomplish it, is when you make a difference in your world, my friend. You see, the greatest cause for any person could die is the cause for Jesus Christ. Every one of the apostles believed in the cause of Christ so much that they all died for this cause. Now, what is your excuse? We live in times when people are so concerned with trying to build a rapport with politicians in society that we have forgotten that the cause of Christ is often at odds with these. I'm not saying that we should purposely try to be at odds with these people. But when the cause of Christ is under attack because of these, we must take a stand for the next generation, because if we don't, the next generation will not know the gospel. The result of one generation not taking a stand to spread the gospel is that the next generation will die and go to hell. If you're not willing to put everything at risk for the sake of other generations getting saved, how will the next generation get saved? It takes somebody who is willing to be criticized by their peers, to be a soul winner that makes a difference in others becoming soul winners and the lost getting saved. That's what it's going to take. You see, the ministry leader who struggles in their ministry must be willing to say that they're either going to grow their ministry or they're going to die trying to grow it. The bus captain, the Sunday school teacher who is passive about their bus route or their Sunday school class growing will always flounder trying to reach those in their ministry. When people see the passion in your heart, that you're willing to make your ministry go, you're going to die trying to grow, is when people say, "I want to get behind something like that." The pastor who has the mindset that he will either build a great church or he will die trying to build it is the pastor who will build a great church. My friend, stop being passive about your church's growth. Be a pastor who will say that you'll either grow your church or you'll die trying to grow it. We live in a generation today that says, well, it's not about numbers. It's not about growth. Hogwash on that. Our nation's going to hell, and you're sitting there being passive about it. We're losing our nation. I'm telling you, yeah, it is about doctrine. Yes, it is about truth. But what's the purpose of doctrine? What's the purpose of truth? It's to go soul winning and keep people out of hell. That's the purpose of it. And a bunch of lazy believers out there who have these little cute little sayings are letting their nation die while we sit here and do nothing. Somewhere there's got to be a passion inside of us that says, yes, it is about doctrine. What's the purpose of doctrine? For the Great Commission to go reach people for Christ, build our churches, influence our cities. I'm telling you, somewhere, somebody has got to get something inside of this heart and say, we've got to do something to reach our city, our country. We're sitting around playing our games, criticizing, because, well, I just don't, we just got to we can't run people into the ground. We're not running people into the ground. We're sending people to heaven, my friend. Somewhere you've got to say, is it worth the cause? And my answer is yes. Who cares about these guys out there playing and making their churches look like a bunch of bar scenes and play and criticize the old past? They're shrinking their churches. They're not growing them. Now, somewhere I'm challenging you. Get the heart of an Esther who says, if I perish, I perish. I'd rather die trying to build something than rust out and die and let my nation go to hell. Let my daughter and my grandchildren go to hell because I've done nothing. Somewhere inside of you, my friend, there ought to be something in your heart that lights a fire inside of you that says, let's do something big for God in our generation. I hope you take this as a challenge, as an admonition to do something great. My friend, remember today, be good to everybody. Everybody's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.